Pass of Exile 2 Dawn of the Hunt. Today I creating new character and it will be a mercenary. In today's video I will show you extremely useful leveling guide that will give you ability to go through the game with ease and have a lot of fun. So what are we waiting for? Let's go! As mercenary we start with a crossbow and that's what we will be using for today's build. A real true mercenary, but we need to find out how crossbow actually works. So here's mechanics. When you press attack button you shoot bolts. When you're out of bolts, out of ammo, you need to reload. And if you wait, you won't have reload automatically, so you need to press on the button again if you want to reload manually. The first skill we will find is pretty useful actually. It's fragmentation rounds. It's basically like shotgun ammo that shoots 10 shards instantly. Instead of using skill instantly, when you press on corresponding button, you will change your ammo, and then you will shoot your chosen skill with attack button. Also, crossbow got two hidden skills. It's cycle rounds and reload crossbow. Cycle rounds is pretty useful, you can press it and it will cycle through your rounds, but later in the game you won't be using your basic ammo, and while you're cycling rounds you always cycling through the basic ammo, so I'm not recommending using the skill. Basically right now we get everything we need to clear monsters. We got this shotgun ammo to destroy packs of monsters, we got one single bullet to destroy monsters if we need high damage to one person, and this should be enough to destroy first boss and go straight to clear fell. That's where our build is starting out. After reaching clear fell and talking with Renly, you will get uncut skill gem. Don't worry too much right now, you got every tool you need to clear the first zone with nice crossbow. So just go and find abandoned camp in clear fell. In abandoned stash there is another uncut skill gem, and now we can make our initial setup. As mercenary at level 1 we got a lot of different and pretty cool choices. For example, we can pick permafrost bolts to fully freeze enemies and then shatter them up with our fragmentation rounds. While it may sound like a smart combination, actually that's not what I'm going for today. First skill I recommend you to craft is explosive grenade, and as second skill we need to go to occult section and craft contagion. I assume you get a question, why we need contagion? It's a dark mage skill, we are playing mercenary, but look here. We are pressing contagion on one of the enemies and it slowly depletes their health. But here's the trick, whenever he is actually defeated, contagion spreads among every enemy nearby with a lot more power. This way we will clear enemies in early game a lot more faster and a lot more enjoyable too. And it works very nicely in combination with grenades. Basically we're doing grenade, contagion, grenade finishes enemy off and they starting to die one by one basically. Crossbow damage is pretty good at this point and you won't have any troubles against even bosses. So after clearing bosses with grenades, with your crossbow and especially this boss in Mod Burrow, you will get uncut skill gem level 2. We don't need to cut anything else, so we can just upgrade our existing skills, but most importantly we just finished quest, so we can go back to Clearfell encampment and talk with Renly. And he will give us uncut support gem. That's another way how we can customize our skills. That's actually first of the two support gems that we can get in early game. Second one will be in Grelwood. In Witch Hut, where you need to press on the cauldron, summon this witch and destroy her. And you know what, witch has no chance against our shotgun in melee range. So we're getting this uncut support gem number 2. By the way, if you want to get rid of all of this mess on the floor, I got solution for you. You can join my Discord and download my loot filters for any character in the game. And the ground will be a lot more clearer and you will see only weapons you need. And we're back to our support gems. Most of the time you will have only 2 in the beginning of the game, since they are pretty rare in most cases. Every skill will have 2 slots to insert the supportive gems, and we can customize skills with them. Don't forget there's a lot more options than initially shown. There's a tick bar over here and show all button on consoles, and you will see a lot more options if you press on them. My first support is scatter shot on explosive grenade. Now instead of shooting just one grenade, we will use 3 of them at the same time. And double barrel for load fragmentation rounds. Now instead of shooting just once and reloading our gun, we will shoot 2 bullets like a real shotgun. When you find more supportive gems, craft concentrated effect on explosive grenades. And second supportive gem for fragmentation rounds will be Martial Tempo to increase our attack speed. You will initially feel the power of this setup when you're entering into Red Whale, because there will be a lot more monsters than you are used to. And that's why it's so important to make right decisions in our support gems and skill gems early on. Look at this pack of monsters. It looks like impossible to beat if you're shooting only one monster at the time. But if we spread contagion doing our frag grenades, that shooting 3 grenades in one press of a button, whole screen is basically deleted in a matter of few seconds. And beefier monsters can be dealt with a lot easier by going close to them and using our shotgun. And that's kinda the idea behind this leveling build. I want to stay ahead of difficulty curve all the time. Basically, when we're approaching this zone and we're not having nice clear and nice single target damage, we will fail a lot, because there's just tons of monsters everywhere. And yeah, we can deal with them slowly, but this build doing it pretty fast and effectively and also fun. The zone will end with the boss, and he will always drop uncut skill gem level 3. And here is the fun part, our build don't need this uncut skill gem level 3. Yeah, we're kinda, of course, glad that we get it, we will use it to upgrade our skills, but we don't need any other skills right now, we actually can go and roll with this. If you want to test out different skills, if you want to have fun, like test what a mercenary can do, just go and craft any skills you like, you will be fine with skills you got right now, even if they're a little bit low level. Most important thing right now is gear. If you want to stay ahead of difficulty curve, you want right gear. And easiest way to get it from the traders actually. You don't need to rely on luck a lot, only on drops, just go and visit traders every now and then. And if you noticed, I got highlighted picks for me, so this crossbow for example got nice bonuses and it's highlighted. You know why? Because I got this script prompt basically on the bottom in the search bar to search for useful stuff. Shopping lists also in my Discord. Gearing is pretty simple, you just want as much physical damage as possible and that's it. Having extra elemental damage also nice, but not important. In my opinion, most important line is this one, reload time. Yeah, you want reload time as low as possible to enjoy crossbows. For other gear, when you're leveling, just look for added damage on gloves, rings, and look for extra life on other gear pieces. As mercenary, we will level up dexterity and strength, therefore we will be using dexterity, strength, weapons and armors basically. Before we jump to the second phase of our setup, let me show you permafrost bolts. That's another type of bolts you can use, and that's why I don't like them and I'm using my build. These bolts will freeze enemies, and they got nice combination with our shotgun ammo. So basically the problem we got over here, enemies are destroyed even before they are frozen, and when they are frozen before they destroyed, it takes so much time to stay in the position and then do extra damage with our shotgun. It's much easier to just go and shoot it. We got 2 bullets in a barrel and monsters just down in 2 hits most of the time. And same stuff versus bosses. Look at this bro. For example, we're doing our cold bullets right now and it takes a lot of time to actually freeze him. Yeah, we can use support gems to freeze him faster, but still, it will take a bunch of time just to be able to deal just 1 extra damage hit with our shotgun. So why bothering with this stuff when you can come close and do double barrel in his face, destroy monsters and bosses with just a bunch of hits. Also, this shotgun stuns bosses pretty easily and you will have a bunch of free time shooting them in the face. After defeating next set of bosses, we get access to hunting grounds. And that's another part where our philosophy of staying ahead of difficulty curves kicks in even harder. Without the skills, actually, it's a little bit harder to defeat monsters at this point of the game. But by using my setup, you can easily get to Ogam farmlands and find loot box in one of the houses. Then get back to hunting grounds and destroy this bro with triple grenade while he is crying. He won't even be able to do a 1 hit to us. Yeah, preemptively dropping grenades against bosses is a very useful tactic, but most importantly this dude will drop Book of Skill points. We will get another book by exchanging loot box from Ogam farmlands. That's a great time to stay away of difficulty curve once again by picking correct decisions on our passive skill tree. And we don't need to invent a bicycle over here, just go with proven method. Only projectile damage and that's it. You don't need anything else in the beginning. But now we got a bunch of extra skill points. coolest part of passive skill tree for Mercenary with a crossbow over here. It's basically in a crossbow shape. There's a lot of reloading speed and damaging nodes, so it's really powerful, but it's so far away and you will need to use a lot of stats over here. And stats give you nothing in this game, almost nothing. So instead, while leveling, we will be sitting over here in nearby area and getting all damaging nodes possible. First of all, we're going for two-handed branch. Crossbow is two-handed weapon, so we will get a lot of stun build-up and damage over here. Then we'll go to the right side and we will get a lot of damage and stun build-up for projectiles and crossbow in this part. After taking these nodes, we can go finally to the crossbow, or we can go to the ranger part of the tree and get a bunch of movement speed buffs, damage for our projectiles. Or even we can go to the bottom right to get more electrocution build-up, lightning damage and some projectile damage. That's more than enough to cover your full wall campaign. But you may ask, why we need lightning nodes when we're playing basically like frag grenades, contagion and basic shotgun? As I told you, my basic philosophy for this build guide is to stay ahead of difficulty curve. That's why we're going straight to the Freight Turn right now. Area where you need to clear rituals, followed by final boss. This boss is insanely hard, as you can see, and after defeating him we will get Skull. This skull will give us extra spirit, and spirit is another resource in Path of Exile 2. It will be used to activate permanent buffs. One of the very good buffs is Wine Dancer. It will give us extra evasion, therefore more survivability. War Banner is also cool, it will give us extra damage. But instead what I want you to pick is Herald of Thunder. Don't forget to turn it on. And it works pretty simply. Whenever we defeat shocked enemy, we will have buff for next attacks, which is basically double of our attack power. Why do we pick in Herald of Thunder right now when we have no thunder attacks? And there's actually a big reason. Again, we're staying ahead of difficulty curve. Right now with our build, we can just go and shoot with our shotgun and feel completely nice and safe. However, it will change in near future, especially when we enter to the Act 2 and towards end of Act 1. But after defeating Executioner, we will be able to stay ahead of difficulty curve once again. Because after saving this lady and reaching level 14 in near future, we can get back to encampment and she will give us Uncut Skill Gem level 5. There's a bunch of skills that can significantly increase our power. First one we will craft is Gas Grenade, because Contagion not doing enough damage right now, and Gas Grenade will. I was pretty lucky and I got another skill gem level 5 from monsters in this area, so we can instantly finish our build. First of all, let me show you a combination. We're throwing Gas Grenade, it creates Gas Cloud. We're throwing Frag Grenade, it will destroy and blow up these gas clouds. Problem of this combination is pretty slow setup time, pretty slow detonation time, but we can fix all this in just few swaps of support gems. But first of all, another skill gem level 5 will be crafted into galvanic shards. They will transform our shotgun into lightning machine gun. That's shots with a spread out lightning bullets. And that's where everything ties together. Basically, we're shooting enemies with lightning bullets, they will be shocked, we will deal extra damage to them, but also when they defeated we'll get buff of Herald of Thunder for even more damage. Now to clear enemies fast, we will just go and shoot with galvanic shards. That's it, we don't need to do anything else. Against beefy high health enemies we will still use our shotgun. This gives us tons of variability on how we can play and approach each situation. With galvanic shards we will just roam around and defeat most of the enemies, but still, we can do some setups. If there's enough enemies, we can just throw few grenades, go drop frag grenade and hide behind the wall. They will blow up and we can safely get out. Against bosses, our tactics will look like this. We can start with shock bullets to try to shock enemies, our boss basically to deal more damage to him, but most of the time it's actually a waste of time. Also because not all of our damage is elemental, and bosses is armored most of the time. But now, as you can see, gas grenades actually breaking his armor, and it will be a lot easier to destroy him with our frag grenades, with our explosions, and our shotgun of course. Most bosses got slow animation of changing forms, so just preemptively start your combination, drop these grenades and make a large explosion, come close with a shotgun and boss down to half health in no time. As you may notice, I swapped a little bit of supportive gems right now for the final build. And that's why, because gas grenade actually do an explosion of its own, with its own attack damage based on our attack damage. So we need to have more damage on this gas grenade than on our frag grenade. So we're changing to scatter shot on our gas grenade and then blowing it up just with single fire grenade. So in the end we're left with galvanic shards with lightning infusion and innervate for more lightning damage, fragmentation rounds with double barrel and martial tempo, frag grenade with expedite to blow up faster, gas grenade with corrosion and scatter shot for more blows, for more damage, and Herald of Thunder with magnified effect and concentrated effect for more damage in more area. I hope you enjoyed this build. Make sure to leave a like and leave a comment if you want to see mid-game version as soon as possible. Share your experience in Dawn of the Hunt in the comments, I read them all, and see you in the next videos.